Hello, my friends! My name is CJ, and welcome to my book review series. Um, I'm excited to be here. I just finished reading Sabriel by Garth Nix, and okay, so this book was not at all what I expected, not in a good or bad way. It was just not. It didn't really live up to the hype either of what other people say about it. So with that, before I get into any details, I'm going to go ahead and let's get into it. Now, first, I think I had been spoiled by not reading about political fantasy for a minute. The books that I've read actually this year varied from genres, but I don't think I've read any fantasy except this one. So, jumping back into it, it was really hard to absorb all the political fantasy aspects of it because in a fantasy world, first of all, you have to immerse yourself into the world. So whether it's the Sarah Moss universe, whether it's a Terry Goodkind universe, whether it's a Brando Sando universe, you have to immerse yourself into this world. Um, I did try to read this book about 8 years ago. I owned a physical copy. I think I read like maybe 25 pages, and I whether or not I enjoyed reading at the moment or I just didn't get into it, it just kind of fell off. So I did want it to start up again because of book talk and all that stuff, popularity, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to start up and see what all the hype was about. Unfortunately, I must say that I was very, very, very disappointed as far as my hype being up for this book. Now, I do like a death aspect in books. Morbid, yes, I know. But books like Scythe, that was one of my favorite reads for a minute. I'm actually wanting to reread that series and purchase that series also. But another that's a story for another time. But I like death. This story is about a young girl who inherits her father's name, her family's name. Um, they're a group of people who deal with death. And the magic system is really awesome in this one. It incorporates music and like swords and stuff. So it's really cool. And it's really cool the way that Garth writes it. And I found out later that it was written in 1995. So, like, kudos to you on writing a fantasy novel that is still relevant today. It didn't fit my fancy, and I might get, a couple haters on for that comment, but it didn't capture my attention the way that I had hoped that it would. There's lots of plot twists. A romantic interest that really shouldn't have been there and had no business being there, and that I would have been okay with them not establishing that. Definitely, the characters are very interesting. There's a familiar there. He's a cat, and all familiars that can talk. They tend to be really humorous and bring that kind of humor aspect into the novel, which I enjoyed. It reminded me of Fourth Wing and the Dragons and stuff, so I really enjoyed that part of it. A quote that I found was, "The flutes play a song only heard in death." I thought that was really cool, and how he incorporated music into the whole thing. It was really neat. The magic system, like I said, is really interesting. It's intense. I didn't really write too many notes for this novel. Naturally, there are a lot of secrets, a lot of plot twists in the novel, which is well expected because it's a novel and it's in a series, so you want it to move on and move forward. Um, some of the plot twists, though, I unless they make it pertinent in another novel, it's not important in the novel right now. At least not for us readers to realize right now. It's interesting in the way that he writes, and I think it's pretty cool, but it's just it wasn't pertinent. And yeah, like I said, lots of history. Um, and I understand. I am a fantasy writer, so I understand that history is very important in the world of fantasy. You gotta figure out what's going on with this and that. I'm a girl with that likes minimal amounts of history. I'm ADHD. I don't do history. I've never been able to do history. And so little spurts of history is fine. But like just a big old chunk that takes up like 6 pages of the book, it goes over my head. I write plot twists a lot. So there's that. There's a lot of plot twists. Um, the ending was expected. It was pretty expected book. I wasn't really excited about this book. I was more excited about finishing it and then moving on to my next book. My last sentence was, do novels really have to have romance? Like, is that a thing? I understand. Romance fuels whatever is going on. However, if your plot isn't specifically bound to a romance, I don't feel like you need to create sentences and paragraphs containing that romance. It's just silly to me. But yeah, that's it on my thoughts. I gave this novel 3 out of 5 stars because I feel like it could be a lot better. It was very unique. Um, there were characters in it that were funny, that were entertaining, that captured my attention, but there were also characters that were like, why are you even here? I don't understand. So, but this was as good as it would get for now. So, with that, I'm going to end here. If you like my book reviews and if you've watched them, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Support a single creator, whatever. And I also have links to my Discord and Etsy down below. I'll see you in the next book review. Bye.